Alright, so we need to talk about Spider-Man 4, and that is because this thing is now in full swing, and it is officially happening. Even though that we've gotten updates, back and forth, every other couple of weeks, it was just little tiny tidbits. But now it's officially confirmed who the director will be, and the cast, even if they're possibly returning to the fourth film, and possibly to get a new start of this trilogy where the Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU, and they're bringing back the writing team. And also, the question is, what is the story going to be? And now, where we last left off, Tom Holland's Spider-Man at the end of No Way Home. And so that's the video for you guys in this video. So this is very exciting. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. But now, let's talk about it. And now, starting right off the bat, that is with Destin Daniel Cretton is officially confirmed to be directing the Spider-Man 4, and if you guys know the man that he did Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which I think is a top-tier MCU film, and that film was loaded with great action, awesome fight sequences, and everything that the film wanted to be, and Simu Liu crushed that role and brought it to life, and it came out in the midst of the pandemic, but it went big at the box office, introducing a new hero in the MCU, and Destin Daniel Cretton did all that, but now with him being attached to do a Spider-Man film with Tom Holland, which I think is like a massive W, all around. If Shang-Chi was insane with all that stuff, imagine what he can do with a Spider-Man film with Tom Holland and continuing that trilogy, and I think this is awesome, and I am happy for him. But even with Marvel Studios and Sony that were still looking for a director, this was worth the wait. And with Destin Daniel Cretton, that was on our candidate list of who the perfect director will be. And plus, I mean, he did direct a very successful film, especially in the early 2020s, with Shang-Chi being a Phase 4 film that was well received by everyone, that went big. And so I think it happy in for the fourth Spider-Man outing with Tom Holland. With this next part, that I says that not only is Tom Holland returning for the fourth Spider-Man outing, but him and Zendaya are working on new deals to reprise their roles in the fourth film. And now for my reaction and thoughts to this, and I gotta say, I think this has to be a new story, and that's because at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, for when we saw our MCU's of Peter Parker, Tom Holland being the Spider-Man, donning the mask, the responsibility of being the hero, of being that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and to be that hero out on the streets. But even though that they bring back the same right team with Chris McKenna and Eric Summers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they brought back a Jacob Batalon's Ned. But I have a feeling this should be a whole new story. But if they are bringing back the same writing team from the three movies, and I think this could be just a new story. But they are bringing a new director, but not John Watts. But they are bringing Destin Daniel Cretton, so it's a new director. But hopefully it's a new direction and story where our MCU's of Peter Parker is heading, especially with this new trilogy and at the end of No Way Home. And now that we got that down, and the next thing that we gotta talk about is, what is the story going to be? And that's because if they're bringing back the same writing team from the Homecoming trilogy, because we're in a new phase, a new trilogy with Tom Holland's Peter Parker, and how they're going to explain everything from the end of No Way Home and to play into this new trilogy of movies. And because I think about it, Spider-Man 4 is going to be released in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. And even with Sony that has said, they have one, it's going to be a multiverse story. I'm pretty sure that with Tom Holland's Peter Parker in the MCU is going to don that black symbiote suit. They should at least have some new characters in the fourth film, have a different story, but have it be a grounded element, but even bringing some multiverse stuff in it as well, but don't go too crazy. And also, I don't think they're bringing back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield trying to do the No Way Home thing again. That's just not gonna happen or work. But just with my opinion on it, I think that they need to do this right, and just have Tom Holland's Spider-Man to be on its own, or possibly have a Daredevil team up with him. But I do want this to be heavily focused on our Tom Holland's Peter Parker, and also this is with him in college, and I wonder what new stuff they're going to be doing with this. And also they're going to be filming next year and also in 2025, and it's going to be released in July of 2026, so they have time now. But now they're getting this thing on the road, and we could be looking forward to a new Spider-Man film possibly in 2026. And also, a few other things that I want to say about this is that I think that this should just be a fresh new start for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. And with bringing back as MJ and having Peter reuniting with him as friends and explaining everything what happened after the memory wipe spell that erased everyone's minds into the beginning of who Peter Parker is. But I still want this to be a grounded story. I liked what John Watts did with the Homecoming trilogy, but with Dustin Daniel Cretton for what he's about to do. But I think they're gonna amp it up a ton and have it to be like a fresh start, because even with Peter Parker in the MCU, he has suffered loss. He doesn't have his friends by his side, but he is on his own now, being the Spider-Man in the MCU. Let's face it, I mean, Peter Parker in the MCU has moved on. Also, I would love to see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up. And it's gonna be like a whole new adventure to be with him on donning the mask, being that friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I feel like this should pinpoint to him being on his own, but even with the multiverse story added, I mean, it's gonna be released in between the next couple of Avengers films, and to probably set up that. But I mean, I don't expect the Spider-Verse to be returning, but there's like so many possibilities that they can do with this. But I have a feeling that just with the way that everything is being played out, especially for Dustin Daniel Cretton is going to be adapting us, especially with this story with our main MCU Spider-Man Tom Holland, and just for the perspective of that. But I think like everything has to be amped up a ton, especially after what he did with Shang-Chi. I feel like he's going to do a great job. Also, like with like amazing action and great Spidey fighting sequences, and just to have like a great story involved. And also, one more thing that I want to add here is that now we need this now more than ever, because it's going to be like 5 years since we saw Spider-Man on the big screen, and now that in 2026 we're finally going to be able to. And even if you look at the movie slate for 2026, man, it's going to be huge. I mean, not just next year in 2025, but 2026 as well. So yeah, like we have a new Spider-Man movie on the way. I mean, filming is going to like amp up next year, and I expect this to be a fresh new start for this new era of Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU, and hopefully that grounded stuff can come here a lot. But the multiverse stuff, I mean, I expect it, but not a lot. But hey, we'll see how this goes. I'm excited for Dustin Daniel Cretton to be directing this. I mean, he was perfect for Shang-Chi, and he did a great job with that. I can't wait to see for what he does with a Spider-Man film with Tom Holland, and especially if these two heroes cross over with Spider-Man and Shang-Chi, it can lead into something bigger. And like, especially as Simu Liu has been a fan of Spider-Man like all the time. But we'll see for what happens. But yeah, this is very exciting stuff. And so Spider-Man 4 is officially a go. But that's gonna do it for this video. But just let me know in the comments below, and what thoughts on all this news. Thoughts on Spider-Man 4, especially for the director, the cast, and especially what do you think the story will be, and what is your opinion on this? Just let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and to turn on notifications about future videos. You also follow all my social medias, all which are linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.